Mwasiba mutya. Munyikirize mbaze mu Rujungu. Yes, so allow me to speak English because Tooro, I won't be able to express myself the way I want to express myself. So yesterday, during Honorable Kiraso's presentation, she mentioned a number of things, and I'll start with these few questions for our presentation today. By show of hands, how many of you own land in Uganda, either personal land or through family ties? Okay, so about 80% in the room. And how many of you and of us have thought about buying or investing in land in Uganda, but have been discouraged by various reasons? All right. So, thank you. So, the last one. How many of us know someone who has had a bad land investment experience in Uganda? All right. Thank you. So there are so many bad land stories out there, very scary. Some cost people's lives. If you're lucky, it's just money that you lose, but you can always make the money back, right? Back in 2018, myself and a couple of my colleagues, if you look around the room, you see a gentleman and a lady dressed in a blue shirt. We are StedPic Ltd, a company that started in 2018, but this company was born out of frustration. As young students that were in the United States, we were trying to invest. But we were frustrated because we couldn't find a reliable source, a reliable person or company that we could work with. It can be very frustrating. And if you're not careful, you'll be discouraged and you probably give up on investing, right? But we were determined. We decided to create the solution, and that solution is called StedPic Ltd. Now, we don't have all the answers, but we are determined to keep working towards finding the answers. And I encourage every single one of us to find the answers. Honorable Kiraso mentioned that we cannot rely on the government to give us all the solutions. And I think that's a very important statement. Thank you, Honorable Tom. Yes, thank you. So we created a solution. And day by day, we are creating better land experiences, one property at a time, right? One property at a time. And we offer services, a land title search, right, which helps people verify ownership of a property. We offer land caveats, and this is an injunction. We can call it, it's like a block that will prevent any unauthorized activities on your land title. So in case someone buys your property without your authorization, they cannot change your title if you have a caveat on that land title, right? We offer land location survey that helps you figure out where the land that you're being sold is located. There are situations where you hear customers buy a property in an estate, and let's say they paid for a property that is by the roadside, and they end up getting a title for a property that is way back on the other side of the estate. These things happen. The other service that we offer is a land boundary survey, and all this does is help you figure out how big the property is. If someone says the property is an acre, you have to confirm that it is really an acre. It may be an acre on the title, but when on ground, it's no longer an acre because it was encroached upon. And then we do land title transfers. When you buy land from someone, you have to be able to change that title into your name as the new owner. And the biggest service that we offer for the diaspora community is called real estate photography. In the corner, you see an image. That is a property for one of our customers in Bunamwaya. I had Honorable talk about buying land in Bunamwaya. That property right there is Bunamwaya, and we took that in 2020. Right now, that road has tarmac on it, so it is totally changed. So these are our services that we're offering, and we are writing better land experiences, stories for our customers, one property at a time. So if you have a problem, we are providing a solution. Right? Just to give you a little bit of a detail into a few of our services, I'll use our client experience as an example. Now, what does a title search do for a customer? Right? It will give you ownership details. You will see plot and block number on that title search. You will see plot size. You will see if there is any encumbrance. Right? An example of an encumbrance, and I'll give you. Right? So that's a copy of a land title. The private information is blocked out for customer purposes. But you see there is title details, the size, 0.450 hectares. That's an equivalent of 1 acre. Ownership details. Under in the encumbrance field, you see that there is a mortgage on this title, and that mortgage is for 25 million, right? Another example of an encumbrance that you can see on the title is a land caveat. Right? There is also another one called a restrictive covenant, where you buy a property that limits you on what you can do on the property in terms of development. And these are things that will be shown on the land title when you do a title search. Now, there is also a situation where you do a title search and nothing comes back. What does that mean? The good case scenario is maybe the property is not registered under any tenure system in Uganda. That is the best case scenario, right? So, and all you need to do is, okay, you process a title for that property, but you need an agreement from the previous seller. The worst case scenario would be you bought land that does not exist, right? And we don't want that. So we have to be proactive versus being reactive. Because if you pay for that property that doesn't exist, it's going to cost you more money and time to try and get the money back or find a property that is an equivalent of what you paid for. And in Uganda, it doesn't work like that. Another example, this is a land buying example for one of our clients in Northbridge, MA. I say MA because that word is usually hard sometimes. Massachusetts, right? Did I get it right? Yes. Okay, yes, MA, Massachusetts. I sometimes just call it Masaku because it's easier that way. But this is one of our clients in Northbridge that bought land in Chegega. I know Honorable Tom is from Chegega district. Yesterday I think you're talking about Chaka. So she was able to buy land without stepping in Uganda. Everything was done through StedPic. She didn't have to put in time out to go or get an air ticket to go home to purchase that property. And all she has to do was, she had identified the property she wanted, and she put in orders for area determination and boundary opening. And what that does, because this property did not have a title on it, right? So area determination helps you figure out how big the land or the section that you're being given is, right? And then she's here, so she doesn't know what the property looks like. And what we did for her was real estate photography. And real estate photography gives our customers a visual experience like they are on site. Remember, she's here in Massachusetts, right? So when we did the boundary opening, we're able to give you a boundary report that has technical details. Not everyone is able to interpret the details of the boundary survey because it's a little bit technical. At StedPic, we understand that because you are our customer, we are you, and you are us. We understand your experience. And what we do, right, is give you a visual interpretation of that technical details. Technical is complicated, right? So we simplify that for you. So going back a little bit, that's the index diagram that shows how big the land is. We visualize that using our real estate photography. You can see the area which shows the space or the size of the property. That's 0.6 acres. So that's a little bit bigger than half an acre. So it's about 5 to 6, 50 by 100s, if I'm to put that into that perspective, right? So you get that overhead picture of what your property looks like on ground, right? And we also do illustrations because they say images or pictures tell 1,000 words, right? If you go back in the previous image, all you see is the measurement and the size. If I go to the next image, you're able to see that they are trees, eucalyptus trees, or Kalitunsi as we know it. There's also garbage dumping sites on the property. Nobody wants that, right? Nobody wants that. Jackfruit trees, that's a different angle. So you're able to see your neighborhood, your property and your neighborhood. If you're in the process of buying, you're able to assess if it's worth your money. We work hard for this money, so it's always good to get your money's worth. Another angle, a different one, right? So it's north, east, west, south views, and then the overhead. So we give you that visual perspective of the property. What were the outcomes for this client? She was able to purchase the property, right? We saved her time and money. The property that she purchased fit within her future investment plans. So you want to buy a property that you know is going to fit into what you want to develop on it. She wanted a property for commercial development, right? And overall, she was satisfied with our services. I think we deserve a big hand clap for that. Thank you. Thank you. So okay, we are not going to do questions in the interest of time, but I'm going to request us, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We have also barcodes where you can scan and give us, if you have questions, we will respond to your inquiries. We'll supply the barcodes to a form, and also we'll respond. So no questions. Thank you.